Hello and welcome to Dungeons and Dragons Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden Season 0. Season 0 means me and the players show up together and we talk about what we like, what we don't like, who we are, what kind of campaign this is going to be, and we go through character creation. Why do we do a session 0? Do you guys know?
Because everything always gets fucked if we don't.
Because sometimes other players could throw tantrums if they don't like something.
It's all possible.
I'm not pointing fingers.
Yeah, only because we can't see you.
Gotta point the finger inside the camera for people to see.
It's a good way to establish expectations of the campaign.
That is also correct.
We can discuss some homebrew rules.
Indeed. So now that the unicorn is actually in roll 20, I can assign her a character sheet. Bam. Fixed. My job, my deed is done.
Yeah.
What do I need to tell you guys? I don't know.
How hard are we going to?
What?
How hard are we going to die?
Yes.
The answer is yes. So, yeah. Do I have the book? I have the book. We are playing this thing, right?
Oh, nice.
So, Icewind Dale, Ram of the Frostmaiden, badass. The bad news is, it's super cold. Living out here is dangerous.
I don't care.
People are wrapped up in winter clothing. They stay inside when they don't have to be outside and do stuff. So, it's usually easily silent, you know. People don't like walk around. Yeah. So usually you have like a session 0 open somewhere. Session 0 topic and checklist. Also, maybe I took some GM notes. No, I didn't. No GM notes. Ah, no. I mean, I have the secrets. That's good enough. So, let's start with the. I mean, let's start with the secrets real quick. I made all of you roll dice, and then have half of you being upset at me that the secret sucks. So you know we did a reroll, and sometimes the reroll wasn't enough, but it's okay.
Interject here. The secrets didn't suck for me. They just didn't fit for one.
Yeah, the secrets didn't fit. It didn't fit your expectations.
Then you said then you wrote one out that you said wouldn't fit, and I made it fit.
I still see this as a like big issue. So yeah. We are going to so what you if you want the others to know like what the secret is, you can do so during session 1, like between session 0 and session 1. You can establish like while we do character creation here, you can establish your character will know about your secret about my secret, and you can send notes back and forth, and let me know who knows what. Because so the way Icewind Dale is written, right, is it's supposed to be like spooky ice horror. It's supposed to be the thing. It's supposed to be you're trapped alone in the icy wilderness, trying to survive while everybody's mean mugging you. But if you also know me, how I play Descent into Avernus, which is a party literally going to hell, I usually play it like fast and loose and relaxed with jokes. So while I try to play up horror scenes, it's usually like a fun time, and then a horror happens, and then it's fun again.
And then everyone is screaming and dying.
Sometimes, yeah. So, man, I really wish I put some more time into session 0. Let's go over the basics. Milestones or EXP?
Milestones.
Are you
because
asking us?
Yeah. You wanna write down numbers and count how many monsters you've slain?
That doesn't sound like fun in practice.
Nope.
I mean, I do kill counts for fun with other characters, but not for tracking the XP.
Have you done it before, guys? Like,
I've done it
anyone?
with Amber. I stopped doing it when Thea entered the fray.
I mean, writing down XP.
Oh, no, I never did.
Have you ever done it like as a dungeon master, guys? I see some nodding.
It's not so fun, especially when you're trying to quantify like non-combat XP.
Oh yeah, no, D&D is very vague on that. It's like, yeah, I guess you can if you want to. Yeah, so well, yeah, I didn't assume that anybody actually wants XP, but I know it's also satisfying when you kill a fuck ton of monsters and you get to add up all the experience and put it down.
I guess the broader question is, what's sort of the scope of levels we're going to see? Like, how quickly do you see us leveling up every session?
I think
Oh.
we could argue after killing a lot of enemies that we could get level up.
You could. Luckily, the book has a nice structure of what it expects the PCs to level up, which is tied to story beats, you know. The book itself has 7 chapters, and across those 7 chapters, it is what's the word? It thinks that the players will go from level 1 to 12. With the 12th level being
miss all
the
the funny
level
stuff again.
we end the campaign in. So, like, level 12 is boss fight.
Okay.
More or
Sounds
less.
good.
Actually, now that I'm looking at the book, it says like okay, the last chapter is for level 9 or higher. So, oh, yeah, man. Let's see. I don't think we need to talk about those kind of stuff, like alcohol, narcotics, cell phones, player attention. I mean, if you guys want to drink, that's fine. Like, yeah, as long as you guys or myself as well can stay conscious and talkative, even if you want to have a glass or a cup, that's fine by me. Like, of course, don't do anything on Twitch that breaks Twitch OS, TOS, because it gets me in trouble.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Player attention. What happens if a player is constantly distracted? I don't know. Usually I call people out like, hey, are you asleep?
I'm sorry, we're saying.
Yeah. So,
No, last week I was a bit guilty of that because I was trying to juggle stuff in the background, which wasn't
you-
ideal, but hopefully
Did you do the struggle juggle?
what?
I do a struggle juggle.
Struggling to juggle too many things.
Oh, I see, yes. Yeah, it was a little crazy towards the end, I think.
Crazy. Usually on the back side of the book it will say like a small excerpt of what's inside, but because I have the special book, it doesn't say it. So too bad. I'm trying to see. So we will reach at least level 9. That's the minimum. And I'm going to see if the PDF says for characters of level 1 to 11 is, yeah, that's the adventure. So in the best case scenario, you will have 6 level spells.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If
I
you
mean-
don't die. Horribly.
We shall
Of
see.
course. Yeah, if you don't die, that's true. Disruptive topics, so real life topics like religion, politics, porn, sex. Is that okay at the table? I find this funny. So for me, this is I'm trying to set it up so that we can have 5-10 minutes for ourselves before the stream starts, so you guys can talk about whatever has been weighing down your week, get it out of the way, like having a place to talk about it, and so that we can focus more or less on the game during the game. I'm totally fine if you wanna like derail a little bit and talk about something that just comes up on the spot. And that will come down to how often it happens, right? So, how do you guys feel about this?
I think that's reasonable. It's like
I'm fine with it.
All right,
I'm
so
okay with it.
Unicorn,
But it would be nice.
yeah, go ahead.
It would be nice if we leave it on the start of the before the stream or at the end of the stream, not in the middle of the game.
Yeah,
For me.
yeah. Just imagine, something happens, and then a player remembers. That reminds me of that one time I slipped out on a banana peel
Okay.
because we were eating bananas in the game. I don't know, like stuff like that. So it's fine with me as long as it's like related and everybody. It's fine as long as it's funny, right? Unicorn, what do you think?
I wasn't really listening because I was distracted by my food.
There we go. And that's the policy on disruptive topics. Unannounced dice rolls. That's more a problem of live tables. So, when players roll the dice because they're like, I'm gonna do a perception check, and then they click the button.
I mean, you can do it on Roll20
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can. So basically, right? If you roll stuff before I tell you, before I give the okay, there are like two things. The one is you don't roll twice. So we take the first roll always. And the other is like, at least ask like, I want to roll this to see if I can see anything And I will most likely say, oh yeah, that sounds reasonable. Go ahead and roll. So that also I can tell you have advantage or disadvantage, and I can make up a difficulty check for you to roll against. So if you just roll, it's kind of like tripping me up, more or less. Dice rolls against one another. Can the bard roll persuasion against the fighter to change his course of action? Stuff like that. Can you be intimidated if another player player character wants to, because he's a barbarian who wants to go ahead and not be stopped? How do you guys feel about this?
I think my take on it is usually let the receiver decide if they want the person to do an opposing roll against them. So like they might not want to be intimidated, for example, just because they don't feel like their character would be intimidated in that situation. That's always been my stance on it.
Reasonable suggestion. Please go ahead, have a discussion while I sit back and drink choco milk.
I think the big one is like lying between the group. Do you roll the whole deception and insight thing between everyone, or do you just let it play out?
I would say usually, so lying between party members works only as well as the players trust each other, right? So if the players are more relaxed, they can be more lenient on when they decide, okay, my character feels there's like bullshit in the air, and if the stakes are low, you let it go. But if it could endanger you, then you would be like, do I believe motlets, or do I believe the dwarf? And I would say that it's funnier if you role play it out.
Yep.
Not funnier. It's more interesting for the game if you role play it out. That's what I think.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, unicorn. I don't know. Mod. Yes.
I'm okay with the role playing more than the dices.
The dice should be the exception than the rule.
Yep. Something like that.
Gotcha. Also, if you want to roll against each other, then for me it's like, can I make a roll to find out if you are lying to me, or
Depends
and
on
I
the
think the other player can say, no, I don't think you can. I prefer that you figure it out as a character instead of rolling a d20 here.
I think like it depends on situation, because in the other game I have, it before I arrived in that game, there was a player and he wanted to use that to persuade members in game, which is kind of no cool.
Oh yeah, that's no bueno. That's not fun. So in a different game, I have been playing a bard myself, but like a super sweet bard. It's like part of the personality is, nobody can really stay upset at me for long, because I have just such a loving personality. So, but the players are then always, you have to have a loving personality for us to like you. And I'm like, I can't play a loving personality. What are you talking about? Just accept it that it's part of my character, so please be a bit more lenient. And sometimes I run into a wall like in that way with players, where they're like, because I'm a player character, they're scrutinizing me much harder than they would if it was an NPC. But the DM would say, oh man, she's just so lovely, you know.
Yeah. Players are hard to predict.
Yeah. Also, of course, I would try not to abuse it, but I will try to take advantage. Like, see how loving I can be while trying to get the stuff I want, because it's funny. Player versus player. Do you like tensions between characters? Or like having arguments between the characters about the morality of the situation, about whether or not to accept this quest, whether or not it's a good idea to let the baby Yeti live or not, and even violence like rolling down. Unicorn?
I mean, tension between player characters can just happen. But if it comes to PvP, it should be more justification than just that would my character do.
I guess we all had this experience, or at least seen it happen, where players like...
Also, knowing fluffy PvP with his character won't be fun for everyone involved.
Are you doubting my words? Please,
That's
I
a
will
lie.
gladly duel you with my sharpshooter and lucky and I can fly. So, pew 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 pew.
I would not do such thing.
No, of course not.
I mean, who should I shame more? Fluffy for trying or you for allowing it?
Yes.
I'm trying to be impartial here as a dungeon master. If my players like fighting with each other, I think it's really cool and dramatic, both as a show but also like as a table to watch it happen. As long as the players are mature enough to talk with each other like before and after the game, and be like, man, my character has a really strong opinion here, so I'm trying to play this up, but I'm trying not to upset you as a player.
I mean, what would I do try is like keeping player conflicts between player like non-lethal.
I mean, yeah, if you use a sword, it's a sword attack. But you can kill somebody non-lethally.
Non-lethal damage with a sword. You can't take non-lethal damage with arrows or magic.
There's no
As
non-lethal
far as we have
damage.
established it so far.
It's only the last strike when you reach 0 that you can choose to be non-lethal with a melee
Can I
weapon.
throw a non-lethal fireball at anyone?
No.
See? What's the non-lethal damage type that the spellcasters get then?
You
Because
don't.
having them use melee is like putting them at a huge disadvantage.
Like, I'm not talking about like fighting each other. For me, that's really straightforward. Both have a strong opinion, and it rises to a boiling point, right? Where a fight breaks out. The more insidious way of using it is, man, I'm playing here this charmer bard character, but the barbarian in our group is really like putting stones in our way, and it can get us killed because he charges into combat all the time. Where I might be suggest, okay, this time I will use a suggestion spell on the barbarian to stop him from doing something that gets us all killed.
Suggestion, pull your pants down.
Interesting.
Yeah, like magically influencing somebody, as well as casting fireball at you. How do you
I
guys
mean,
feel about
the
this?
casting fireball thing also comes from another thing, like, can spellcasters please get a non-lethal damage type like force or something? So we have something to knock out people too.
No, you better have a medicines kit with you. Stabilize them after you fireball.
How about I don't fireball them?
Yeah, that's your choice, right?
But you are practically forcing the Acer to rely on the melee classes to deal non-lethal damage. Take them a skill that relies on luck, which or force them to just watch and get with non-lethal damage.
You became a super robot right there. I'm sorry.
Glad that wasn't just me. I was a bit worried.
Yeah.
No, it's
Because-
for everyone that is by internet connection. When something loads in the background, then it goes robot.
Yeah. So, I think that's just a situation of how magic works. It's volatile. It's dangerous. Same as like an arrow.
I mean, what speaks against force damage being non-lethal? Because that's just pure magic. There's no fire involved.
It's raw magic. It's not like pushing you. It's like fucking, like
It's exactly like this.
Getting hit by a
magic
Right.
missiles don't kill you non-lethally. You know?
It is just because you say they can't.
Yeah. No, I
What's
don't.
your argumentation for that they can't be non-lethal?
Because I don't think that's how magic should be. If somebody casts magic, it's business, you know?
So I am having to have a sword so I can deal non-lethal damage.
Or any other weapon.
There's non-lethal magic like the sleep spell. It's just
Yeah,
you
but
have
that's
to
one
choose
of
the
the
right
most
spell.
useless spell if the target is not already nearly dead.
I mean,
Sounds like a magic
5d8,
book.
right? You
What
will
feat?
know if somebody has like less than 20 hit points. You have a good gauge
Which
on
feat?
5d8.
Yeah, but you never say, okay, he has that many HP.
No, you have to guess, right?
Yeah, and guessing is shit.
I mean, that's up to you. You're the spellcaster. I'm pretty.
That's what I'm arguing. That's what I'm talking about. I want
Okay.
you to give me a non-lethal damage type as a spellcaster because I demand one.
Yes, use your words. That's a non-lethal way to finish a fight.
No,
Stop
it's not.
fighting.
I can't tell a Yeti to stop fucking about.
Surrender now.
sit
You're
down.
bleeding out. Intimidate them, like step down, or this will be your last breath.
Yes, so the fighter
Cast
gets
your-
to just hit them until they fall over, and I have to use skill checks that can fail.
Yeah, attack rolls as well as skill checks can both fail. That is correct.
Yeah, but attacks rolls are easier to swallow when they fail.
That's. I don't know if this is a me problem or a you problem here.
You problem.
Well,
I mean, I think I can see where Zonlar's coming from. In this world, magic is inherently dangerous, and to use it is to invite the risk of, not being able to just use the butt head of a spear. You have to sort of go all out. Unless you specifically choose magic like enchantment magic that is specifically sort of neutralizing the target instead of killing them outright.
Yeah, the problem is that that kind of magic got nerfed so hard in 5e it's practically useless because it can just fall down after one turn.
Like, I will gladly accept you to use magic that will aid you in persuading or intimidating something. Like, if they are low in health and you cast web and they're stuck in place and you're trying to talk them down, it's like when they realize they're in a bad situation, they're much easier to persuade.
The problem is you can't persuade a Yeti.
You can do, not all creatures, but some. Some you can, some you can't.
No, if they die, they die.
They die in the game, they die in real life.
Man, I've been out there killing so many Yetis, you don't even know.
So I'm just gonna leave the non-lethal. So as soon as it's like we don't want to kill this guy, I'm just gonna sit on the sideline and maybe buff someone if I have something.
Yeah.
because I'm absolutely useless in helping you.
It's also like, you're a party of 4, right? You have to coordinate with each other to be like, capture him alive, or don't slay him. He has a culture. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like, wizard, do something. What am I supposed to do?
Hit it until it dies.
Cast
Yeah, but if we don't
freeze.
want it to die,
That's really bad,
You could just use the grapple check and then try and pin them down.
as a wizard,
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
grapple. Grapple all day.
I think it's more. It would be more effective if I try a persuasion check to make him laugh himself to death.
Guys, it's possible to buy a net in D&D. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Nets are a thing, yeah.
Have you ever used a net? I've used a net on my players. It's glorious.
You mean until
Interesting.
the player just teleported out of it?
Yeah, no, it did exactly what it did. He had to teleport away and then couldn't do anything.
I mean, Misty said as a bonus action or something.
Alright, so, that's the topic on players versus players. If we can non-lethal somebody with magic. The answer is yes, with non-lethal magic you can.
There is no non-lethal magic.
Sleep.
That's
Friends. Suggestion. Stuff like that.
yes. You again are asking us to use spell slots for something that everyone else doesn't have to use resources for.
Exactly. It's a utility, so you use it for the situation
No,
you
that's
want.
imbalanced. I
Uh,
want the same choice as everyone else.
They play a different class, like, what do
Okay,
you
then I play a
want from-
fighter.
It's okay, look, it's okay if you want to play a sorcerer and be like, okay, now I have the charisma to talk somebody out of being dead, because otherwise I would just nuke him. That's okay. Why do you think I play wizards with wisdom, charisma, and intelligence, and I dump all the other stats? Because it's more fun that way, even though I'm super weak then.
I mean, I think the reason this is sort of an interesting design choice that D&D has chosen is it forces you to think creatively on how you solve a combat situation non-lethally without just saying, I don't do it non-lethally. You have to think about the practical way of working
Yeah,
around
if
that,
we would reach
depending on
level like
conflict.
8 or something, I could do something about that.
What can you do with level 8?
How
Much-
about all of you just hang 50 feet in the air? What?
I
What did you just say?
I like Washik's comments over there. Wow, is the unicorn being competitive about a non-issue? Color me surprised.
Well, I can just shut up.
Can you though?
Yes, I can. See me shut up now.
God. Okay, guys, we roll PvP. I don't even know. So from what I hear, PvP is fine.
Yeah.
Because we are all mature adults who can deal with it.
Are you sure about
And
that?
who will be here to talk about this if we do have an issue. Without exploding in each other's face. Is this a correct assessment, guys? Ignore my
I
grinning.
think so.
I'm just...
I have one question for you, Sonala. How
Yes.
long do you know me by now?
6 years?
Do you really think I cannot explode in someone's face?
I believe you will have the hardest time of all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna explode into someone's face off camera then.
I don't explode until someone else explodes at me.
Double explosion?
Yes, chain reaction.
To
That
the
would be
next
fun.
topic. PC
Excellent.
secrets. Are players allowed to keep in-game secrets from other players? So, okay, there are several layers of secrets. One is, we talk about everything. So we start the game, we tell each other our secrets. We have scenes where we are like, I will roleplay this, and as I roleplay, I will say, actually, my character is completely lying, because he is super afraid if you find this out, that he will be punished for it. But you don't know, so you explain, that's what my character is doing because of this, but you roleplay it straight. The other thing is, so we have the meta information for the benefit of ourselves and the drama, like what's at stake, and for the enjoyment of the viewers. Or we can keep the secrets to ourselves and be like, oh man, they will never find out this super secret thing about my backstory. And we will play 30 sessions and the character will die. And we will never know what the secret was. You might have noticed that.
Are you talking about secrets like we have to hide this because it could be embarrassing or something? Or this is part of the backstory?
Both. Play
like for me, the secret that we made for my character is more like, yeah, this just what happens. There's nothing the character would be ashamed of. That's nothing someone could use against her.
Like you find a sack of gold and like a magical item, and you put it on, and you don't tell the other characters about it. Kind of secrets.
That's not a secret. That's being a dick towards the rest of the party.
Yeah, but is what my character would do.
Man, have you ever played a rogue? Have you never seen this before?
I've played a rogue and I still shared the loot because this is more effective in the long term.
Yeah, but your character could still be a jerk.
Hey asshole, take this 200 gold I just stole from the guy over there.
Man, every day. Every day.
I mean, the problem is when people start keeping all the shit to themselves, we can basically stop having a party loot because nothing that people pick up goes there anyway.
I mean, look, there is room for, oh, here is the big treasure of the monsters. Let's share this. And oh, we find like some body in the tundra that I found because I was on watch and you weren't. And I picked up the thing on him and kept it for myself.
I mean, I think the big distinction is the four of us are, I guess, a party, and what you do towards the party is what you should expect to get back in return. So if you're always hiding stuff, then the group probably won't give you stuff in return.
Then you get fireballed because you stand in a group of enemies and you're just notched off as a collateral. I don't
I'm just thinking,
yet.
if someone does nice for the group, just pay it forward, you know?
Yeah, but some people are so good at being assholes.
I mean, yeah, that's a question. Will you take it? I mean, so first of all, if you believe he's an asshole, are you mature enough to talk about this, like in DMs or the chat? Or will you, like, have a chip on your shoulder all game and 5 sessions in, one of you explodes and the game is gone?
I was talking about being an asshole in game, not as a person.
You know, I cannot tell the difference. What do you mean?
Because I'm the asshole all the time.
That's, I mean, you know, it happens. So yeah, I really enjoy the style of play where I tell the table, this is my intention, like, I'm going to steal from my little brother Richard, from his character. Well, I pretend to be like harmless and helpless and afraid of a ghost. But actually, the ghost is an unseen servant who works for me, who's stealing his bag of gold. And everybody at the table is having a lot of fun, and my brother's being like, "Man, you bitch!" But it's a really good time.
I mean, that's basically PvP.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I think as long as it's sort of quality role playing, instead of like trying to win D&D, I think that's what's important.
Any objections?
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, nobody wants to say anything. Yeah, sounds good. Player expectations, types, goals, and diversity. Oh man. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what you like out of the games. I'm a big fan of role playing in my D&Ds. I like it when my players come up with an actual spell they will say for their spells. I like it when the bard like thinks up a limerick or a rhyme, or if he like describes. I play this kind of music. It's a sad, like a serene sound that like echoes, or I don't know, or actually like sing two verses as part of a healing word spell, stuff like that. Personally, I'm also like when I play a mage, I take off the mouth gag that is closing my mouth, because if I have it open all the time, the spells spell forth
No
and
BDSM mages, please.
can be endangering the whole town and the whole party, because I don't want to accidentally fireball the inn while I'm ordering a glass of milk. It has nothing to do with BDSM. Only because I'm playing a drow. That's kind of racist, you know. You're typecasting me.
Fake news.
You're typecasting yourself. You don't need me for that.
Also, I took that idea from WebDM, okay? It's not my brainchild.
You are perpetuating it. It doesn't make it any better.
I think it's a really cool idea that spells spell forth, because you have to literally put like take them in every morning when you prepare the spells. So they're at the tip of your tongue.
You gotta take them in.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That makes more sense.
You have to take them in like orphaned children, and then you spout them out again.
The orphan fireball, like this metaphor is not working for me. uh yeah, like yeah, tell me about like what kind of D&D do you like to play? Like are you the guy who shows up at the gaming table to eat pizza and like roll to fucking kill the Hydra? Like slay the orc, find the mind flayer and take out his brains? Or are you the, oh man, I'm here leading like a band of revolutionaries, and we will take over the government and like dethrone the king and make sure that it is being ruled fairly by the people. Tell me, tell me a bit. Like, what do you value? Like, what is your style of how you like to play?
Does anyone else want to go first?
You can.
So, I was just gonna say that I'm a very sort of role-playing oriented player, I guess. Um, I like just interacting with the party, and like I know that's sort of weird from the dungeon master's perspective, like not putting anything forward and just like letting people talk, I guess, and interact. But for me, that's a lot of the fun. Just sort of, you know, overcoming internal conflicts and stuff, and also, trying to go against the grain sometimes. Try and find new options through difficult choices. And I was also going to say, I also like to use a lot of humor in my playstyle, just because I think we're playing for fun, and you know, it's a laugh.
Yeah.
I think my character from last week was very reminiscent of that, the old grandmother who storms into battle.
Let's go back and talk to the dragon. That it's going to be okay.
Gotta, tend to the wounded. You're a life cleric.
Makes sense. It's a
here.
really bad solution because there's a fucking dragon out there that will eat you if you do. And
Or
everybody
freeze you to the
knows.
death.
I'm sorry?
Or freeze you to the death.
Yeah, yes. And then set you on fire because that's how it works. Freezing down the buildings and it sets the buildings on fire because cutscene.
So last week, my character was a life cleric with a death wish because she basically worshipped this life goddess for so long that her life she felt like was being prolonged for too long.
Oh man. That's so cool!
I know. And that's why she wants to go talk to some dragons.
Alright.
Nice.
Let's go to Mod. What kind of
Um,
player are you?
I'm that kind of player that love the story, the storytelling, but sometimes have problems to to play the role play
Yeah.
or to in the word like make more interactive character. Then I I sometimes tend to just listen to the story and not playing.
Oh, yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Like being passive?
Yeah, sometimes. And I would like to change it. So I have to play more. And that's why I'm here. And also that's why I'm gonna play a part that have a big charisma and want to make some lore to the story. And sometimes I'm that kind of player that broke the world. I mean, like learn some NPCs something that changed the world so much that it could fall apart. And I think that's it. So if I'm going to destroy the world, just remind me, don't do it.
How so? Like, what kind of.
Uh,
What are you thinking? I'm not quite sure if you have the power. Or. For me, it's like, yeah, I'm going to do this that will destroy the world. I'm like, fine. The heroes have destroyed the world. Let's go over
okay.
back to Avernus, who get the news like in the broadsheets, like, holy shit, Icewind Dale went to hell too? Like,
The place got a lot steamier now with all this snow being melted.
oh, finally, it's getting cooled down on here.
I mean, if it gets cooled down, if the whole snow turns into water, into steam, then we get clouds, and suddenly we have a whole ecosystem that actually works.
It's the first layer of hell, so all the water goes down to the second layer, the third layer, the fourth layer.
Well, there is a layer that's just frozen hell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that too.
No.
Let's go
I
there.
mean, you can go there and die. I will go there and have a pleasant time. Until the first devil shows up.
Hey man, have you thought about making a deal with the devil? It's really
Yes,
beneficial.
I think about it all the time.
Think about the health benefits.
Yeah, the health insurance.
Fluffy, let's talk about your playstyle, your expectations, your goals in D&D.
Yeah. Can I? I
Oh.
have one more thing. I
Yeah.
forgot. I really like to make a note.
Oh, nice. Finally. I'm so happy to hear that.
I'm here for the story, to listen to it, to enjoy backseat gaming, and to occasionally stab something. Although I have a feeling Zonalar will force me to do much more than that.
Would you say that you're a min-maxer?
Possibly.
Just talking out of experience, since you did play a character who picked both sharpshooter and lucky as soon as possible.
And wants a big crossbow expert as soon as possible.
So I have realized that your characters tend up to become super strong, if at all possible, and put your points into stuff that makes you either like hard to kill or makes you a monster in killing other stuff.
I like to limitate my weaknesses.
Yeah, that's a min-maxer.
Limitate them or have none.
I mean, it's okay to if that's
Yes.
your playstyle. I know people like to make fun of maxes, but it's a legitimate way to play the game.
Yeah, it is. That's why I changed how sharpshooter works.
Imagine you didn't didn't change sharpshooter, and I would cast only magic weapon on her.
Oof.
Yeah, oof. Oh, there's a devil. It's dead. There's another devil. It's dead too. It's turn 2.
What do you mean you did 90 damage in one round? Alright. Unicorn?
You did that?
No, because Thea
No.
doesn't have a magic weapon, and all her damage gets halved.
Oh,
More like 50 per turn,
Yes.
unhalved.
I did 72 once in a single hit, but that was as a paladin, and I was cheating the hell out of it and having luck.
That's the thing with being a paladin. When you crit, you can just choose to add all smites.
Yeah, now you can choose to add one smite. The Thunder Smite I had running, I had to activate before I knew I was critting.
So Unicorn, I do want to know expectations, your style of play.
I expect Fluffy to completely mess up the combat for
No,
everyone.
it's not. It's not about Fluffy. It's about you.
I expect me to be completely messed up.
Okay.
It's okay to mess up.
I can
mean, it's
handle
a game.
players messing up. You know, character dies. We roll up a new player character, and we continue.
I expect my character to be kind of the snowflake again.
What does that
I
mean?
mean,
I will challenge that.
Are you
interesting.
Are you going to play a race that you made up yourself?
No.
Then I'm so high up on the snowflake meter you can't reach me.
I mean, in a snow campaign, I guess it's oddly fitting. Being a snowflake.
Snowflake Mary Sue.
I think if you mess up, then it's up to the rest of us to sort of catch you, I guess, as the party.
Until the party decides it's not worth it and everybody quits the game.
Yeah. Oh, the wizard
No.
messed up. We can try to go away, or we can try to save the wizard and possibly die.
It feels
Yeah,
more
I think-
like I don't know. It feels more like the problem has been more often. Oh man, do we help Unicorn here, or do we just not?
We leave them to get arrested.
Well, people usually prefer to watch me watch my suffering.
Well, you have it coming sometimes. You know? I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, this is the you get back what you put in sort of thing.
Yeah, but I'm not even intentionally being evil towards other characters. Like that for Amber, that was intentional.
So, what is your goal? You're just like talking about all the bad things, but what do you want out of D&D? What do you want out of this campaign? Like, what's your playstyle?
My playstyle is all over the place. And I don't know what to expect yet. Probably drama, lots of it.
Interesting. Hopefully, character drama.
I so I don't know what to do with that. I guess I
Possibly
just
real life drama added on top of it. Just for like a cherry.
oh man,
Interesting.
maybe I kick you out of the game and we play with 3 players.
Yeah, maybe you do that.
Oh yeah, some of you might not know. The viewers might not know either. So, Unicorn is my fiance, and we are in a relationship, which means that I will always try to kill her first, so that I'm not biased towards the other players.
Yeah, you're just
Noble
biased towards
sacrifice.
me.
Yeah,
I mean, there is something like called like positive bias, where you prefer someone else and punish someone else more than the others. You're doing that with me.
you know. So, yeah, I hope it's not going to ruin the campaign for you guys.
Was only going to ruin the campaign for me.
Wow, like do I need to quit so that you can enjoy playing D&D again?
Quitting targeting me? Yes.
Man. That's not what I said, but sure. Player agency. How do you feel about player agency? What's the thing? Oh yeah, player agency. We are talking about the warlock getting possessed by his patron directly. As the DM controls like what he is doing. Having the demon arm take over your body to crush your friends, who is also player character, his soul, and destroy completely. To become a werewolf who loses control every full moon.
I'm against the werewolf because they stink.
To having a suggestion spell cast on you to do something that will royally fuck you over. How do you feel about this, guys?
I mean, for me, I think the narrative stuff isn't the big problem. It's more like I feel like railroading can be a problem when it's like the meta information is sort of choosing your player actions for you instead of you choosing for yourself.
Oh yeah, that's a different kind of play agency, but I get what you mean, for sure. So it's not about, oh shit, I'm being turned into stone by a Medusa, and more like, you have to go into this ruin to fight this Medusa. Because the plot says so. And until you do it, there's nothing interesting to do in the meantime. Yeah, I hear you.
We just hire someone else to fire.
You and what gold?
Why are you laughing?
Because you don't have gold.
Well, we can change that somehow. I hope.
Yeah, no, but I personally, I enjoy dangerous encounters that can change the player characters indefinitely. Like, you're getting sprayed by Demon Icar. You fail the roll for the save. And now your left and your right hand are switched.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
I enjoy like the narrative loss of player agency when it's like a moral dilemma. So like having the choice of being able to like save a party member, but you have to become a werewolf or something. I think that kind of stuff's very fun.
Oh, the Spider-Man dilemma? Save Mary
Is that
Jane
the
or save
Spider-Man?
a school bus of children?
Sure. I was thinking more in terms of in
Oh,
regards to like losing control narratively. So like maybe making a deal with a demon to save a Mary.
yeah. The Devil's Bargain. For sure. I'm all about Devil's Bargains. Has maybe something to do that I'm running Baldur's Gate, but Mod.
No, you just like to pretend you're giving the player something good and then screw them over with the same thing.
Okay.
That's what Devil's Deal means.
Yeah, but he likes this too much, so much he pushes it into our faces.
Can I not enjoy playing a devil once? Like, come on.
No, I'm playing a devil and I don't get to enjoy it, so you don't get to enjoy it either.
It's really funny though. I wanted to ask Matt. Yeah, tell me. Tell me your stance on becoming a werewolf and having me complete control over your character at a full moon, stuff like that.
I'm fine if it's part of the story and I mean changing the character in some way that will
You,
grow the background of the character.
I'm having a difficult time understanding you, Matt. I don't know. Is it only me, guys?
No, I didn't
No,
get
The
anything.
internet.
I think it's my fault. I mean, if it somehow grow the character in some way, I'm fine with that. If it just screw up the character, I'm not fine with that.
So usually there's also a way to, like,
Yeah.
a player is cursed. There's a way to release the
Broke the
curse.
curse.
But for that, you have to go through having this annoying curse on you and then find a way to solve it. So,
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
a unicorn can tell a tale about this in the Baldur's Gate campaign, where she was like, I will knock over this statue. And I'm like, well, there are 3 statues, but the one that you're knocking over is cursing you. And that's the only one that will, so now you can no longer be magically healed because it's a curse. It's like, oh shit! What do we do now? So they went to a priesthood who's like, yeah, we can remove the curse from you. I mean, we are priests, we have removed curse. We will do it if you do a favor for us. It's like, yeah, sure. There's a ship out there, the Uncivil Servant. They did not pay the tide to the, what's she called? The sea bitch? That's what the people actually call the goddess of the sea.
Let's see what?
The sea bitch.
I see.
It's yeah, you see. It's canon, like that's literally in the canon. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess so. And yeah, so they had to like kill the captain of the ship. The problem is, the captain of the ship was one of the player characters.
Nice.
Oh no.
So we have like a consequence that will take away a piece of the player character. To solve it, they have to do something that hurts their own position of having a pirate ship because they killed the previous bandit captain of them and then made a deal. And so yeah, like one thing, like actions actions leading to consequences that string up, and it became a whole thing over 5 to 6 sessions. They didn't kill a bandit captain. They said like, okay guys, bandits, we are the new captain, but you need to pay the goddess of the sea because you didn't last time. So, you know, they didn't really want to do it. So they're like, okay, let's vote in. One of you guys can be the captain. And one of the NPCs said, yeah, I will step up. I mean, oh man, that's such an honor. Thank you guys for giving us back our ship. He's like, yeah, no problem. Now the rest of you guys need to fucking drown the captain, and the problem is solved. And the goddess of the sea will not take vengeance upon you. So, you know, they killed the new bandit captain of 5 minutes, drowned him, and because he's an elf, his soul turned into a banshee who haunted the player character when they had like a big fight. And it killed him.
Sounds like a wild adventure.
Yeah. Oh, what was the point? Player agency. So you can choose to do stuff to solve your problems that may or may not bite you in the ass later on.
I'm fine with that.
That statement is a lie. It will bite you in the ass.
Of course.
Unicorn had to play her barbarian character with a red cord around her hands and being told, do not use your hands to solve your problems for 10 days. But we were playing at a snail pace speed, so she had her hands tied up for like 4 sessions and she was super fucking annoyed. What do you mean I can't use my axe to attack him? Oh, I mean, you can. You will break the cord. But you can. Alright. I see nobody's really, I don't know, like this, yeah. Anything?
I'm good.
Seems pretty chill so far.
Okay. Player discomfort. Yeah, I mean, stuff can happen, right? That makes us uncomfortable. Things might include, but are not limited to, incredible amounts of gore, chopping off limbs, like romance, sex, rape, child soldiers, freezing to death in the
Johnny,
winter
people are too
by
cool.
yourself because you're too weak to travel home. Spiders, a bunch of shit. Is there anything that you're like, oh man, I don't like? I'm okay. You know, it's like, man, I'm okay with talking about politics in the game, 10-town politics. But I don't even want to touch romance. Like, that's a no. Because of, I don't know, bad romance experience in real life. Totally up to the, you know, like what are you not okay with? Like, let's not even touch this. I don't even want to deal with this in the game.
I think for me, the big one is child soldiers and stuff. I think D&D sort of blurs the line a little bit, especially with like children adventurers. It's kind of gets into weird territory for me.
Are we talking about the 16-year-old who picks up the father's sword to go on an adventure and
I'm
then
more
dies a
talking
horrible
about
death? Or are we really talking about children?
children. You know, people who are getting towards their what's it called? Age ceremony?
Yeah.
I forgot what it's coming of age.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, coming of age, it's still like a medieval fantasy type of deal, so nobody is looking whether or not you're 18. It's more about are you a responsible adult or are you like a child who wants to play around type deal.
Is that going to be a problem, I guess, with what you've got down?
I was making some examples. I don't believe that we have to deal with child soldiers. That's not really a part of the book. So I was also thinking, in my other campaign, right? We are in hell with a whole city, which means the city itself also had like elderly and children in them who are also stuck in hell. Like, I have not described mutilated children bodies or anything like that. Like, technically, that could be a thing. So, if I wanted to play like a super dark campaign, I could describe the small head of a child, like on a fence post of the cemetery, whose eyes open and stare at you. Because the cemetery is like filled with necromantic like energies of the whole happening of being pulled into hell. But like in that example, I didn't even mention it. Like, it didn't even come to my mind. But they did save refugees, and among the refugees they saved were also children who are now safe in the high cathedral, and they're safe because the adventurers saved them, and you can feel good about this. So you can tell me like, oh man, I don't want to deal with child zombies. Like, please no.
Yeah, child zombies are super fun.
For some reason, I think it's like, oh my god. Session 1, the village is being attacked by zombies, but they're all half your size. No.
It's just halflings.
Yeah.
Just imagine it's
Zombie
halflings. Imagine it's halflings. Mod.
I could overcome a lot of things, so I think I don't have problem with anything.
Maybe so as an example, like stuff like the character having a traumatic experience in the past about being like being raped, but it's like part of the background and not like something that happens in the game. Is this something that you're like, oh, this is interesting roleplay material that we can talk about that's really dramatic? Or are you guys more like, no, I don't even want this in my fantasy game? I did at one point play a deep gnome who was captured by drow and trained as a pleasure slave. And then became an arcane trickster and escaped, but it's like super dark stuff. And while it was fun with that character, I also knew it's like, oh man, I need to be careful when I talk about this because it makes people uncomfortable if you linger on it. I'm sorry, what?
It's okay if it's like third what's it called? Third-handed information, I guess. Instead of it's like it's right in front of you and you got to deal with it, and it's like if you don't deal with it, then like the game can't continue. That's not as fun.
You have to sexually harass this NPC until he gives you the information.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my kind of game.
My god, no, yeah. Me neither, like, by the way, I just want to say, I don't need this.
Okay, I'm glad.
I'm a flexible dungeon master, but I can do without. I'm cool. So Mod, you say you're mostly fine as long as it's not like super extreme.
If it's not super extreme, I'm fine.
Okay, Fluffy.
That's my name. I'm fine with that.
Okay, Fluffy's all in. Unicorn.
I'm tired.
Of the session or just in general?
I'm I'm tired of general.
I see.
But yeah, if you keep the rape out of the game, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I mean, so that so I can go a bit harder. I imagine more like as like frozen down like towns in the north that we have more. We might like there's more potential of like drunken belligerence, racism, misogyny, like we hate outsiders type of deal, like mean mugging others.
I mean, isn't one of the deals of 10 Town that nobody gives a shit?
Yeah, they don't care about you, but they're yeah. But they can still like fucking hate you because you're a tiefling and stuff like that. It depends on the town, and it depends on the NPCs, but some NPCs will be thoroughly unpleasant, while others will greet you with open arms. Okay, yeah, keep that in mind. Also, if there's like a scene happening in the game, you guys can tell me to stop. Like, Solnara, please stop. That's like too much. You can send me a message on Discord, but I read Discord sparingly when I'm in the middle of the game. I might take some minutes to catch it.
And by that time, the scene is already over.
You can also go like, no, do this. The axe of defense. And banish the scene from happening.
I don't care about the description. Just give me the loot.
Wow. Okay, Fluffy's character walks out of the room. Behind him, 13 child bodies on the floor. You have
Was
to
it
loot.
me?
It's a ring of protection +2.
Beautiful.
This is so wrong. I'm just really checking real quick if is there anything important. Meta knowledge. I think meta knowledge is, it's the kind of thing where I'm like, okay, don't use your fucking physics degree in real life to solve this D&D problem over here. Like, have a degree of separation between player and character knowledge here, please. Like, you don't know about this fucking bag of holding plus arrow trick that you shoot and it somehow explodes into a new universe. Like, I don't know, broken stuff because the rules work differently. Like, don't show up with your coffee warlock, who for some reason can regenerate the spells indefinitely to do broken shit. There's some weird wacky D&D builds out there.
A friend of mine is a chemist who can make bombs in fantasy games.
Oh man. Yeah. I just shake my head. So yeah, you might see a beholder, but you might not know what a beholder is. And we might reach this territory of, okay, everybody knows this monster, but do we know enough of this monster that we know what to do about this? Like, this is a troll, but do I know that what damage type will defeat the troll and make it not regenerate anymore? Stuff like that. And basically,
that makes sense.
Often it comes down to what's your background? Like, does your background give you anything to that? Are you proficient in history or nature or arcana? What you know about the world, what you know about magic stuff, and what you know about what happened in the past? Or like stories. Are you a bard who travels the world already like that's part of you, like sharing stories and hearing stories, where you gain to learn a lot more about. Oh, I didn't even know that's how a dragon lays an egg. Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, meta knowledge is keep their separation between player and character, and use the if you have knowledge. Ask if there's if there's a way for the backgrounds or the circumstances for you to know. Then we will either roll for it, or I will say yeah, like you know, this is a beholder because it's a floating eyeball with eye stalks. So, and you know they're super dangerous because everybody says when you see a beholder, run away. Type deal.
Sounds good.
Character party fit. Are you fine with somebody playing Batman? He's alone. He never plays really well with somebody with other people. They always talk with a gruff voice. And,
If they want to be Batman, they don't need a party.
Yep. Exactly. They can play their own game.
All right. Fantastic. Murder hobos.
Everyone in this chat room.
Chat, you've been called out. You wanna, what's your stance on murder hoboing? Are you fine with solving problems with killing it?
I mean, I'm fine with solving a problem by hurting it first, and then hopefully it just goes away.
Fluffy has a clear stance on it, right?
If it hobbles away, I'm gonna shoot it. Right?
I cast win.
You win D&D. Yeah, that's the right spell to do it.
I usually try and like add conflict. I sort of try and ask the questions of like, why are we killing this thing? And is there another way we can do this? Just to sort of mess with everyone. So that might be something to look forward to.
Nice. Can you guys deal with character conflicts? I guess we talked about it, right? Like you guys are fine with role playing. Fluffy is down for whatever, and Unicorn has declared that she's super awkward about everything.
As
So,
usual.
yeah. One thing that I do want to mention: how do you feel about playing a party that's like, oh man, we just happen to be like 2 fighters, a rogue, and a wizard, but there's no cleric. Like, do you enjoy that kind of stuff, or are you like, okay, let's figure out who in this party can heal, and let's figure out who in this party can unlock traps and unlock doors and chests, and who will talk to people and who will intimidate, who will do survival? Like, how do you guys feel about this kind of like meta party preparations?
I mean, my stance on it is I kind of like seeing parties, just see people come up with whatever they want to play and seeing where the dice fall, really. I think it's sort of fun to experiment with different formulas.
We improvise on the fly.
All right.
I agree.
Unicorn?
You can go with the whole you have a healer, you have a tank, but I think it's more interesting to just sort of play what you want to play, and then we solve the problem by sort of discussing it when it comes up.
Gotcha. Well, I know for a fact that Unicorn has strong words to me. Last time we talked about who's actually what playing what. Unicorn?
My food was burning on, so I had to leave quickly.
Ah, there we go. Are you back, or are you still
I'm
healing?
back now. I have my
Okay.
food in front of me. It's not burned yet.
So, did you hear anything? We're talking about party composition, and everybody else said they're fine with players playing whatever they want.
Already said my word. I like to have a certain skill set represented in the party, but well,
But what?
that's just me. Like having someone who can take hits, having someone who can heal the one who can take the hits, someone with stuff, skills.
So the question is, does it like ruin the enjoyment of the game for you when we don't?
If the party fails fatally because of something like that, then yes. Like if everyone plays a bard or a wizard and no one can take hits because the AC and the HP are shit, then I think it's self-explaining. Especially in a game that's so focused around combat.
Well, in that case, do we want to talk about what roles we want to sort of play in the game and what we're interested in playing?
I mean, from what I know, Fia Fluffy plays a fighter or something, so that can take a hit. And Mod plays a bard who can probably give out some healing.
You say that, but my constitution is my lowest stat.
Can compensate it with an high
Interesting.
AC.
Okay, so we probably have a lot of our bases covered already
Technically, yes.
in terms of
I do remember, I mean, Unicorn, especially like when I was visiting, where she kept complaining that my bard is just a shit healer and cannot do anything, like at all.
Don't worry. I'm gonna have semi-fighter, semi-bard,
Yeah.
oriented bard, and some healing to it.
And I think like it's incredibly like strong typecasting to be like clerics can heal but bards cannot, so I will judge you for playing a bard because they're just shit healers. And where I am like, man, I have Song of Rest every short rest. I can also heal on a bonus action to keep people alive while doing damage and having bardic inspiration. And being an inspiring leader with the inspiring leader feat that gives everybody temporary hit points like all the fucking time. That was with my level 1 character that I played this one time. No, it was level 4. Level 4 character, yeah. So I was waiting for Unicorn to defend herself, but I think she just agrees in silence.
More or less.
Alright.
But
So-
I don't see a point in arguing just because it's just my opinion.
So then here are small things. So you can aid each other to help in a task. When you want to help somebody, the question is, how do you help? And then it will depend, like, are you proficient in the skill set to be of help? So usually I will ask to, if you want to help somebody, this means the other person gains advantage. And the other player needs to also be either proficient in it or proficient in a different skill that is helpful. You know, one is doing an investigation check, but because it's a dead body, the other person is helping with medicine to put the clues together. Stuff like that. Gaining inspiration. I wanted to say I like to give out inspiration a lot. I give out inspiration for the player who will tell me what happened last session in a sufficient way, sufficient enough for that we actually know what's being talked about. You gain inspiration point for that. Also, for Icewind Dale specifically, I would like to give out inspiration for when you talk about when you have a cool like character scene on a campfire. So like talking, choosing a character to talk about a topic. And it can be like revealing a piece of your background, or something else that comes up to your mind, talking about the last fight that you had and what it made you think about. I would like to give inspiration for that too. More or less like codifying it. Okay, so that you know. Okay, on the campfires we can have this inspiration when we by going deeper into character. It sounds good.
Yep.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I have on like the stuff, session 0 stuff. Let's talk about house rules, guys. Are you excited?
House rules. Exciting.
Yay.
I have several house rules established in my other campaign. We will talk about them bit by bit, and I will tell you if I want it or not. And then I will ask you if you want it. First house rule. Falling unconscious gives you an exhaustion point when you get healed back up. You fall to the floor.
That's
The board casts
garbage.
healing word. You stand up with 4 hit points, but now you have 1 exhaustion.
Yeah, I think that fixes a problem in D&D of like you get knocked unconscious and you can just sort of bounce back up.
Yeah.
The question is, how do you recover exhaustion? Is it
by
once per long
taking a
rest?
long rest.
You have a long rest.
And if you get down
That's
2
good.
times or 2 times in the combat and healed 3 times, you're stuck with 2 or 3 points of exhaustion.
A robot.
Robot.
It's not my fault.
There's also the spell called Restoration. I believe Lesser Restoration. Oh no. Okay, so Lesser Restoration is for blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned. Greater Restoration. Okay, a 5th level spell takes away an exhaustion point. Okay, so it takes a while before you can do that, but usually it's a long rest. Yeah, so it means Mod probably doesn't know exhaustion.
Yeah.
There are 6 levels of exhaustion. Each level,
Okay.
like the first level gives you a disadvantage on skill checks. Then it's like your movement speed is halved. Then you have like let's see, I have exhaustion somewhere. Let me get the list real quick. Level 1, disadvantage on ability checks. Level 2, speed is halved. Level 3, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. That's the big one that actually like stops you from being effective in combat.
Yeah.
Level 4, hit point maximum is halved. Level 5, speed is reduced to 0. And level 3 is death.
Okay.
And now the fun stuff, if the character actually dies and you resurrect them, you get exhaustion.
When your character dies,
So you can dice twice.
go ahead.
So you can die 2 times in a row. Like you have 5 exhaustion and you die. Somebody resurrect you. You get the 6th one and you die again.
You don't die from being brought back up again. So we are talking about unconscious characters. When you drop to 0 hit points, that is when you are unconscious, and we roll death saving throws if you survive or not.
Yeah.
And in that time, you can be healed with like healing magic, with a potion of healing, with a healing word, cure wounds, and you get back
Yeah.
up again.
So wait, if you don't get healed, I would make you all your saves. You don't get exhaustion, right? You're just unconscious for 4 or so hours.
Technically, yes.
I would limit it to like you can get brought up once per day without getting exhaustion, because just stacking exhaustion that fast is like, oh yeah, we're going to do nothing for a while now because we have to get rid of all this exhaustion that one player accrued.
I think I hear you, but no. I really enjoy the rule, how it's being played out so far.
Yeah, because you're not suffering from it. When I got
Yeah,
2 stacks of
suffering.
exhaustion in 1 hour of gaming with Amber, I was about to throw it and just say I'm not going to do anything until this is gone. Because
that's
it's boring and hampering unnecessarily. Especially when you have a character that's playing on the fact that she goes down all the time.
it's almost like you are exhausted,
Yes. I'm exhausted of
which
being
affects how your character handles and their ability to take bullshit or not. Fluffy, how do you feel about exhaustion? You've seen it in game, in Baldur's Gate, how it's been playing out.
Well, I don't know why this particular rule is a rule.
It's
because
mainly
I thought it's funny.
no. That's Jesus Christ. No, it's because so that the players don't. Oh, I will just wait until he drops to 0 and heal him then, so that he can attack again. Because they can abuse the fact of that as long as it's not massive damage, that's also the maximum HP, but in negative in one strike, he
And
will
who
be fine.
did abuse it?
No one. We never got to that point.
Yeah. But it makes D&D a little bit more believable in combat.
I mean,
Like-
how do I explain it? Actually, resurrection, like pushing the soul out of the ether back into the body, heals exhaustion.
Because it's healing magic, you're using a 4th level spell for this, at least.
Yeah. So if you use a 4th level healing spell to heal something from unconsciousness, he doesn't get exhaustion. That's the logic I'm seeing now.
I mean,
Well, I mean, that spell also has a huge material cost associated with it.
Yes.
Not if the class feature you have eliminates that cost.
I mean, then you
Ah.
pick a specific class to eliminate the cost.
I mean, that's what I did with Amber back then. It just turned out that it's completely useless after a while because no one can resurrect.
You say it's completely useless, but you haven't even reached level 7 until this session. So it never even was a point.
The feature counted from level 3 on.
Yeah, but to resurrect, somebody needs to be at least level 7. And have.
But there is no
resurrection.
caster that is level 7 that can cast any resurrection spell anymore. So, and that's the wrong game. No, I'm done.
I understand the reasoning, but I don't think the rule is needed, personally.
So you wanna get rid of the house rule and see how it goes?
Yeah, sure. I mean, unless everyone else wants it.
Look, this is those house rules most often nerf the players and not the game. But they are intended to make the game more interesting and a bit more three-dimensional.
The problem is hampering us at every point doesn't make it more interesting, it makes it more tedious.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, I don't want to have to worry about exhaustion and all other stuff just because I get downed once because I did something that helped someone else or something.
It's a consequence to your action. That's what it is.
The consequence of being downed and having someone have to heal me and the potential to die.
To be fair, it's not a consequence of her action getting critted when she's low on hit points.
Being in combat, staying in the front, and taking the hits for the party.
We are for people.
Yeah, and this time I'm not playing a frontliner. I can still get critted. With your luck, you're going to crit me in the first session for 12 damage, and that's an instant kill.
So I think it's a really good rule. It's been working out great so far. It led to player characters being weaker, but still being able to fight. And then also taking a day or maybe two to get back up and continue the journey.
I can confirm the being weaker, but not being the fighting because we mostly avoided fighting after that.
Which I think is completely reasonable.
Yeah, but you're still forcing the fights on us.
You no, I refuse this critique. You have been most surely running into every single fight by yourself without my help. Like multiple fights at the same time too.
Yeah, because you keep chaining them end to end.
While splitting the party.
Okay, so I'm assuming we've got a lot more house rules to get through. So can we have a quick vote on this one and then move to the next one?
I vote yes.
I also vote yes, I guess.
I'm fine with that. So yes. And here we go. 3, 2, whatever.
Fluffy
So-
was for no, and Unicorn was for no.
I'm for change
I
or
mean-
no.
It's also something that we can change on the fly, I assume, if it's not working out.
Yeah, you can come together as a party and say this rule sucks. Can we change it again?
It
I
is.
will be like yeah. If you want, if you don't like this rule, let's go back.
Yeah, my experience is from having played with this rule for a time now and having felt its effect in game. It doesn't add anything for me.
I mean, the rule did not touch me so far, and I can see why someone can find it annoying.
It hit me several times because Amber was a frontliner.
Of course, it will affect people who will stay in the front just more than others. That's the nature of the game.
Yeah, and
Which
if
leads
you're
to okay, nice. Stay in the back. Let me take the shield to stay in the front.
What if we did it the other way around? So we start without the rule, and then if the game is too easy, I guess, we can talk about introducing this rule that makes the game more realistic but also harder.
I have never seen my players vote for something that makes the game harder in my life.
I mean, this is what the rule is doing, right?
Yeah.
So the question is it just for player characters, or does this apply to monsters and the characters in the game as well?
Well, we never had that case because everyone we kill stays dead.
Monsters don't have healing spells. They don't use healing potions. They don't have a cleric. And if they do, the players always focus them.
There was
Okay,
one
well.
session when they had cleric.
Yeah, there was one case where there was a cleric in the enemy party, and he just casted suggestion every or command or something every
Yeah,
turn.
command. Gotta be efficient. They have a specific goal, right? It's not to keep the... I mean, that was this one specific case. And the cleric didn't want to keep the party alive. He wanted to get the shield. Which succeeded. So, yeah. Yes, so the rule would apply for NPCs as well. Like, if they have the, like, 2 annoying heal bards that keep the enemy party alive while they kill you, you know.
My argument is that we could theoretically use this information to our advantage as well as our disadvantage if it was something we wanted to explore. But I understand if people aren't interested in this.
Okay, so
I see one case where we can use it for our advantage, and that's beating someone down so many times that he fails his saving throws because he has disadvantage on him. Like, we have an enemy we want to question, we beat him down to 0, heal him, he gets exhaustion, we beat him down to 0 again, heal him again, and now he has disadvantage on all saving throws, and he has to make saving throws to
now answer our
resist our
questions.
interrogation.
I roll intimidation with advantage. Oh, please.
Well, I mean, I think
mean,
it would. Sorry, you go.
I mean, if you're afraid of us abusing the system, like that we just drop and then we get brought back and then we drop again and so on, then it should not be like so hard that you give us exhaustion, which is fixed only by resting, or was it? I don't know.
Yes.
I mean,
And-
if this exhaustion would go away by short rests, it would be a different thing.
So
But
the
long
thing,
rests take you away for a long time.
so
Or-
let's talk about pacing, right? This would mean that the players will take between adventures 1 or maybe 2 days to actually sleep over it, and then go out again, which means we have more time going through the adventure instead of running in a breakneck speed to solve the problem with as least sleep as possible. And I believe that makes for a more believable world and is more enjoyable for the players, because they're like, oh, we are actually spending 2 weeks together instead of like saving the world in 2 days.
Next time I would like to finish, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm looking at it at least from a mechanical level, and like the Greater Restoration, which fixes it.
Yes.
It's not only that it costs money to fix exhaustion, but it's also 5th level spell, which comes like really late.
Yes.
For example, compared to Lesser Restoration. Like, sure, fixing exhaustion or a status effect like we get from dropping down should cost us in a way, but that not in a way like when we have to fix it with Greater Restoration.
I think the short rest thing is a good compromise, just to sort of not bog down the game completely, I guess.
The problem would be certain classes, especially the Barbarian, play with exhaustion a lot. The Berserker. And also, like creature abilities have the ability to exhaust.
I mean, you
somebody.
can separate them. Exhaustion by getting you downed takes a short rest. Exhaustion by using frenzy takes a long rest.
I mean, then we are making it complicated again. In that case,
Just call it
in that
temporary
case,
exhaustion.
I'm okay if you think it's slowing the game down needlessly, like there's no benefit from it. Then we can take it out.
I mean, the one time I got 2 points of exhaustion, I got 1 point because I was in fight, then I got healed up, and I got instantly downed again. So that's not me making a bad choice, it's just me being there.
Yes. I'm fine that we can take this rule out for now, and
Welcome
whoops.
back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Shall we move on to the next rule, I guess? I hope that's each
Yeah.
one is going to take 2.
That messed up everything.
Broken now.
So I have a rule. We roll 7 times 46, and we drop the lowest of the 7 as well as the lowest of the 46. I'm vetoing this house rule. I've used it for Baldur's Gate, and realized it makes characters way too broken for my tastes. If it's up to me, I want 3d6. Players don't like that, which I completely understand. So 46 is good enough. For the arguments to... So the reasoning, right? The reasoning was we are playing heroes, so we should be able to be heroic. But to have that, they have another house rule, which allows the player characters for a feat at level 1. So that's your being more special or stronger than the average NPC.
Which of all these feats that I'm not that don't are useful for me, I'm gonna take.
So yeah, are you cool with that? Ignoring 7 times 46?
I already rolled my character, so
With
Yeah,
how
you-
much?
I used the character mancer, so
Yeah, it's 46 rolled 7 rolled
The
6
problem
times.
is you had honor, and so you also rolled for honor, and you took the lowest stat into honor because you know you don't need it, which was a 5, I believe.
Well, don't disable any additional stats. Because this is basically giving us 7 rolls for free.
Yeah,
Because
that's what
the
I
honor
did.
stat is
Why do
completely
you?
useless.
That's exactly why I made a new campaign when I actually have Icewind Dale, so we can do all the rolls correctly.
Yeah, but Fluffy still has to re-roll this shit then again.
You cool
Why?
with that, Fluffy? I hope this is not a problem to re-roll your stats.
okay, I can do that.
Okay.
I mean, Acer, everyone rolls with 7 dice or no one.
Okay, guys. Multiclassing. I mean, multiclassing is an optional rule, so this is not a house rule. That I don't like multiclass, so I have generally banned it in my games. But I also it's leaving it up to you players. If you want to have multiclassing, now is the time to what's the word? Make your case.
If it's for the sole purpose of min-maxing, then no.
I like multiclassing just from the perspective of you get to make your own class in a way. Like mixing a fighter and a rogue to make a more thug-like character. But I'm not sold on it if it's something you don't want to see.
Yeah, I mostly prefer multiclassing when it's used for as part of the roleplay. So you know, I'm a warlock, but then I pick also wizard, and I am also a cleric because for some reason it makes me do more damage. I don't know.
Those are actually really good rolls, Fluffy.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you've got more of a problem with like bad roleplay, I guess, because if you can't justify it through good storytelling, then why are you taking these classes, I guess?
Yeah. Okay.
I barely ever multiclass, so that really doesn't touch me.
I don't get access to the fun stuff if I'm multi-class, so...
I also don't like multiclassing because it limits players from reaching the full potential of their class. Especially for new players like mods, where it's like, oh, multiclassing looks interesting.
Nope,
No?
not for me.
Yeah, and then at level 5 you realize, holy shit, I'm so bad now. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's move on.
I was going to ask, do you let us use anything besides roll for stats, or is it just roll for stats?
You can choose between average, the stat array, which is 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8, or rolling for stats.
Okay.
And
And
yes, this is an all for nothing deal. Like, I'm You choose, and then either you gamble or you play safe.
Okay. And
So if you
that's
roll,
an-
you have to take the roll, or you choose the stat array from the beginning.
Yes.
and this is in addition to the extra feet that we get right here.
Yes. So yeah. So the rolling themselves, right? That's just how D&D 5e works. You can choose that array. There's also a point buy option, but I am not allowing for point buy, for it allows to min-max characters, which I don't like.
What about variant human then? I guess it's still off the table.
No, variant human is fine. So you start with 1 feat and you have a +1 to all stats. If you want to play humans.
I mean, that's not variant human, then that's just human.
No, that's both. You have both the feat and you get +1 to all stats. That's the benefit of playing a human when everybody else has a feat, right? The variant human has no benefit. So the benefit is the +1 to all stats.
Which the human gets anyway.
But then they don't get the feat.
Yeah, but they get the feat because of your house rule.
Yes.
So there's no point for the variant human to even exist.
Correct. It's just a human.
Yeah, so it's still off the
After
table
all.
because it doesn't exist.
Why is it off the table? You can play
Because then
a
it's-
variant of a human that's humanoid. It's called playing
Because-
something else.
Then it's just regular human, not
Yeah.
a human.
Can we move on?
All humans are superhuman. That's their house rule. I'm writing down the house rule stuff. So, next house rule. This is how I would like to do hit points. So, I'm sorry, I'm trying to make stuff work over here. Gaining hit points when you level up. Each time you level up, you roll your hit die plus con bonus beside first level, which is your max hit points. If your roll is lower than your hit points from the previous level, you keep the higher hit points. What this means, when you are level 3, you re-roll the dice you had on level 2 as well. When you're level 4, you re-roll level 2 and level 3 and level 4. So let's say you roll a 1 when you reach level 2 and you have bad hit points. When you reach level 3, you roll both level 2 and level 3 again, and you can have 2 6s and have like maximum hit points for good 2 levels before you can break the new maximum again.
Okay.
Sounds good?
And we can choose to take the average if we want to, or
Oh man.
I mean, if you take advantage, you don't roll. So that's the dice you don't roll.
Like, if you want to take average, you could, right? But when you level up and you want to roll, then you roll all the dice again.
I get you. All right. I'm just planning to take average each time because I can't be bothered with the math.
I also have the thing.
I would say if you pick average for a level up, you don't get to re-roll that dice ever again. Because you're just making sure that you don't get lower by that point.
That's the point of the house. That's the point of the house
fine.
rule. You don't get lower than the already max hit points you have.
So I take average for 3 levels and then I start rolling because then I have a comfortable pool of HP that that I don't have to risk anymore.
If you want to. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do then.
So the benefit of this system, right, is if you roll bad for like level 2 and level 3, you can make it all up again on level 4 when you roll good again. So you have a bigger swing, but you're not stuck at the valley. You can get back up again with one good roll. And go from, oh man, I used to have 23 hit points, but now I rolled really good. And I have 41 hit points. Stuff like that. it's possible. But it's like either that or, I mean, the other thing is like rolling for hit points every level and then you're stuck with the dice. Sounds good?
Yeah, I'm fine with the rule
Yep.
how it is now.
Yeah, I hear nobody complaining, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say nothing to this so we can get to the next thing. For everyone else's sake.
Fantastic. I like it when you don't talk. Nobody's cleric can cast guidance. Okay. I don't need this rule anymore because nobody's not playing anymore. When you level up, you can discard one cantrip for learning another cantrip available to your class. This is a house rule because this doesn't exist in D&D. Usually you pick 2 or 3 cantrips and then you're stuck with it forever. So if you level 3, you realize, man, I really wish I had the message cantrip. I'm so sad that I didn't pick it before. Then you can be like, I'm leveling up. Let me actually change my cantrip real quick.
Okay.
Okay, this is one that I have never used before. I made it a house rule, nobody took advantage of this. It's called exhaustive spellcasting. When a spellcaster is out of spell slots, you can push your mind and body beyond its limits to cast another spell. You roll an Arcana check, plus the spell Arcana check using the caster's spellcasting attribute. So the DC is 8 plus double the spell level. On a failure, the spell fizzles out and fails. Performing exhaustive spellcasting gives you 1 point of exhaustion. This is your oh shit button. You're dying, you're out of spell slots, everybody's bleeding out. I cast Fireball, I roll an Arcana check. Plus if you're a sorcerer, then you use the Charisma instead of Intelligence for the Arcana check. And if you succeed, you fucking Fireball that bitch. And save the day.
Oh, I could use it to cast shield.
Exhaustive DMing. If you want to exhaust your DM, cast shield.
I
Yeah.
will not allow to be dodged.
Are you interested in this house rule? So if you succeed, it's Gucci. If you fail, you gain exhaustion.
I mean, I don't think the way my character's designed, I don't think I'll use it very often, but it's nice to have a fallback.
Question: would it apply to runes as well? Like, have another usage of runes?
Oh, runes are not spell slots, so I would say no.
Damn, then I don't care really.
Yeah.
I think
Unicorn?
it can
sorry.
save the day. It can save the day, so I'm fine with it, and maybe use it. We'll see.
Fun fact. In the Baldur's Gate group, for which this rule was implemented, it was never used.
Yeah.
I'm just rolling some ideal stuff for my character because I like rolling.
Oh, this ruins idea? Is this not good?
I like the exhaustive spellcasting one. It's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Any race starts with a feat on level 1. The human gains the benefit from both normal human and variant human combined. Everyone is okay with this, or are you like, no, I don't want a free feat. What's that? That's bullshit.
Yeah,
I'll take a
I want
free feat.
Outreach.
I take the free feat.
1 free feat for me, thank you very much.
Definitely.
I take 2 feet because that's the better stand on.
Why a free feat? To make your character more unique. To work it into your roleplay, like, oh, I'm a linguist. I actually traveled the world already, and I know 7 languages. Or I'm a super awesome fighter that's super awesome with a polearm. instead of just using longswords all the time, because that's just the most versatile weapon in the whole world.
No, I'm using battle axe.
Nice.
It's long sword, but beast can't really.
Okay. So the house rule: when picking a race and sub-race, you choose +2 and +1 to any attribute you wish, with the exception of humans who keep the +1 to all attributes. This was designed to... Yes, you can play a kobold and you don't get a -1 to strength, you know? This is so... If you want to play a hobgoblin kobold, like one of the races that gain a downgrade instead of an upgrade, this is a big plus for you. So that you are not punished for playing something cool that you like. Do you want to keep this rule or stick to the bonuses you get from the sub-race?
I mean,
I think it's a nice.
I created my sub-race, so whatever.
I don't think I will use this rule myself. I already have my character idea in mind.
Gotcha.
I think I would use it
Okay.
just to change one attribute, but I want to do it.
I'm fine with it.
Sounds good. I'm making a house rule list, so I can link it in Icewind Dale chat later on and pin it, so you can always look it up. Reworked feat sharpshooter. So I reworked the sharpshooter feat because some might know it does -5 to attack, +10 to damage with sharpshooter. But because rangers can stack their attack so badly, they can easily do double to triple the amount of damage than everybody else when they pick the sharpshooter feat. Here is the reworked feat. Do you want to use it, or are you like, nah, let's keep the original feat and see how it plays out?
I mean, this only ever turned broken because Sierra was so good at breaking it. Yeah, Fluffy.
I mean, that's all it takes, right? It only takes one player to pick it, and then you're super strong.
I'm not playing ranged characters, so
That's
No,
not a big
you're
deal for
taking
me.
great. You're taking great weapon mastery instead, right?
oh, how did you know?
Because you're as easy to see through as a glass window.
No, I would not do such things into Zolanar yet.
I mean, but you know that we changed great weapon master too, right?
No, I went fighting style protection.
Unitus wanted to say something.
I was just saying it wasn't a big deal for me. I think so. I don't know.
We can leave the feat if like nobody really cares about it. I mean, you know, it's super strong. So if somebody wants to pick it, then you have a power spike, right?
I mean, it depends really on the character because one of the downsides of ranged is the amount of dice you roll. So even if you crit, you don't you don't roll that many dice. Your damage comes mostly from the feet.
All right, I see that I need to add it anyways. Yeah, let's add it to the house rule. Yeah.
You could just make it like with guidance, like it works for everyone as described except for Fluffy.
Rude.
Yeah, I know.
Super rude.
Hey, you made it rule deck back then with nobody, so you are the one who started the rudeness.
He needed it.
Well,
Inspiration. You can spend an inspiration after the roll instead of declaring beforehand. Yeah.
I would reword it like you can use your your inspiration after the roll to get a third roll. So
Yeah,
no one
that's how it
assumes they get to re-roll and can possibly count advantage or something.
That's how it was intended by Zonar, I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah, that's what is. That's
So,
why I
okay,
said
yeah.
reword it.
So you can spend the inspiration after rolling, but you have to re-roll.
No, you don't. You don't re-roll. You just roll a third time.
It's not a third time. If you roll normally, right? The dice roll twice, but we don't ever count the second roll.
Except if you have advantage, right?
If you have advantage already, but inspiration gives you advantage. So if
Yeah.
you have advantage, spending inspiration does nothing.
I don't see where you're coming from right now because.
So if you have advantage and you want to use inspiration, nothing happens because inspiration gives you advantage.
Yeah.
So-
How about you just bring me back the example I wanted to bring up before you interrupted me?
Go ahead.
So if I roll with advantage, I roll 2 times and I don't like either of those rolls, then I spend an inspiration to roll again. But this time the advantage doesn't count anymore. That's how we use it so far.
What? I'm confused. I'm
So if
sorry.
you have inspiration on an advantage roll, do you roll 2 more dice or do you roll 1 more dice?
You roll 1 more dice.
Okay. Well, I think that's what we were getting confused on.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what he's getting confused on. So
Let's continue. If this becomes a problem in game, then I will clarify.
I have a roll. I have something that needs clarification, but it only really affects Zanalar.
Reworked feat Great Weapon Master. So Great Weapon Master and Sharpshooter, they both have -5 to attack, +10 to damage. Because we changed Sharpshooter, I also changed Great Weapon Master. But but the Great Weapon Master allows to crit on a 19 or 20. And that's the change, instead of doing +10 damage.
I mean, this has never been used, so we don't know how it.
Yeah,
works
this has
out.
never been used. It was an idea to change it fairly. That's still cool and useful, and not broken. What do you think, guys?
I just have a question. On crit hit, you double the damage?
You double the dice.
You double
You
the
double
dice.
Okay.
If you roll 2d6 with your Great Club, now you roll 4d6.
I see.
Okay, so the answer is nobody really cares. So
The original idea was from the original problem was sharpshooter was changed so we reroll 1s and 2s, but there is already great weapon fighting style that does that, so they couldn't put it onto Great Weapon Master. The original idea was that you get to reroll 3s or 4s, but people that like to use great swords would be shafted then because the chance to roll lower is well, if you rolled a 3 or 4 before, you have a higher chance of rolling a 3, 4 or lower than rolling a 5 or 6.
Let's stick with this for now and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Fluffy, I believe you are the only or the most likely character to use this feat at all.
No,
What do
gonna
you
use
think?
shield.
What?
I'm gonna use shield, but as I said, let's stick with it and see how it goes.
Okay, sounds good.
I mean, we won't see it if no one picks it, so.
Your characters can all
Yeah,
die, and then you
it won't
play
matter.
like fighter barbarians, right? And we will see it all the time.
Yes, I'm gonna pick a great weapon. I'm gonna pick up a great sword and then great weapon mastery with my wizard.
I love this rule. This rule has been super awesome to use so far. It happens for both players, but it happened more often for NPCs. Weapon
But for
duration.
NPCs, it has no effect.
Rolling a natural 1 on weapon attacks gets you weapon damage trade. The damage trait, nothing changes. But rolling a natural 1 with a weapon that has a damage trait breaks the weapon. Damaged weapons can be repaired over some amount of time with the appropriate tools and material.
Yes.
Magical
Another
weapons?
reason why it doesn't affect enemies as much. Most of them are creatures or stuff that have alternative textiles.
Magical weapons are
You don't need a
excluded.
weapon and then that can't break.
Can I finish the sentence?
Yes, I'm done now.
I wasn't done, so don't interrupt me in the first place.
You stopped talking for 2 seconds.
I was taking a breath. Like
Stop
literally.
breathing.
Magical weapons are excluded from this house. I made a typo. From this house rule. So, if you have a magic weapon, you're fine. Your magic weapon doesn't break. Don't worry about it. Your normal weapon though get damaged and can get broken. This leads to a situation where your longsword breaks, so you pull out your spear or your dagger or your mace if you have one. NPCs, if they roll a natural 1, their weapons can also break, which has happened like 5 to 6 times so far. And every time it happened, the NPCs had to come up with something else to fight with. Like in my game, a character broke his spear with a natural 1, and then had to use his fist. And then he rolled a natural 1 on his fists and broke them. And then he rolled a natural 1 on his second fist too and broke that as well. So he was armless and fistless in a corner crying because everything broke, and he
He was absolutely disarmed.
He was disarmed. And then the players killed him anyways because they didn't trust it.
Hey, I trusted him, yeah? I wanted to spare him.
Yes, I know.
But it wasn't my initiative turn.
No. I asked what you guys want to do because the fight was over. And Tim was like, man, I want to kill them, you know? I don't trust this.
Because Tim kills everything.
We're not talking about Tim here, so yay or nay, I am strongly for this rule. I enjoyed it so much.
How would it affect a Yeti or a wolf? Something that attacks without a weapon.
It does not work on like natural weapons, like fangs and claws. They don't break. A natural one will be different. So, I mean, natural ones on attacks, right? Usually something bad happens. Your weapon gets out of your grip and falls to the ground. You fall prone. You have like something happens, like you release an avalanche because of the loud clanging of your magic spells. Stuff like that.
I'm curious. Are you thinking that this rule would also mean like your wand would break if you rolled a natural 1 on a magic attack, I guess?
Natural 1 on a spell means it goes up in your face.
It's mostly for weapons and not for arcane focus. So I did not think of that, actually.
Also, wands that hold spells are magic items, and those can break.
Actually, I think this is a really cool idea that it, like an arcane focus, could also break this way.
I'm also gonna point out that monks would have massive advantage.
Like, yeah, I'm not going to break the monk's fist with this. Like, no. It's going to be like, oh.
So how does a wizard replace their arcane focus then?
You buy them, you find them, you create one.
Yeah, but that basically means, oh, my arcane focus is broken. Let's break this stuff and let's go back to home because I'm absolutely useless for the rest of this hour.
I think that's true for every character if something breaks.
Yeah, but a spellcaster can pull up his second sword.
You mean it's easier to pick up 3 swords than it is to have 3 arcane focuses at that?
I mean, that's what you basically have to do then. You have to spend your resources first on more arcane foci.
The difference is like with spells, right? You only roll attack rolls on a few spells. Most spells are also saving throws on the enemy, or effect like other effects like healing. You don't roll at all.
And also, not all spells need the focus. If it's got the material component, you just use your verbal and somatic component, which doesn't use the wand at all.
Yeah, so it's actually quite rare for an arcane focus to break.
I don't even have a price list for an arcane focus.
So it's in the
Well-
player's handbook.
Oh yeah, 20 gold pieces.
I mean, Unitus asked. I think it's a cool idea. Do you hate it? Like, there will be like in 10 towns, you would be able to have the opportunity to gain an arcane focus in the towns. Like not in every town, but they are like some of them seldom.
I mean, I don't want to throw Mott under the bus, but I think it's fun if like a bard's loot, like the string breaks mid-fight or something. I don't know.
Not.
I'm fine. I'm okay. Just one question. You said that natural weapons don't break,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm fine with the violin string breaking.
Just get the mending cantrip. It's fine.
What?
If you have the mending cantrip, you can just mend it at will.
Okay.
So it takes 1 minute and you fix like one scratch or like one broken piece. So if it's like shattered, you need to more or less puzzle it together for like 2 hours. But that's possible. It's been done before. So just hope it's not getting destroyed into like 1,000 different pieces. Right?
Yeah.
Except if you like Tetris.
Who doesn't like Tetris?
All right. Any more rules?
By the way, if I look at this correctly, I'm playing a wizard with a dexterity of 18.
Congratulations.
I'm playing
That-
fighter with charisma on for
I don't
19.
even know how this calculation comes together.
Why don't you put your +2 into strength? Like, Jesus. Alright. Sorry guys. Man, this took way longer than I anticipated. Let's go into rolling the dice. I see Fluffy has already done it. I kind of wanted to do it like looking while we do it, but
Okay, you can take mine. You can look on mine.
Oh, I found the error. I'm just playing a wizard with a dexterity of 16.
alright, Mott. Go ahead, do the roll.
Okay, so launch level 1 character monster. Let's do it.
Zanala, I have a question still.
No, he's rolling.
Yeah, you ignored my question 15 minutes ago.
Okay, Mott, hold on. Hold the horses.
We can still keep rolling, so.
No! You can.
Don't worry.
We are not like
Don't worry.
sidelining the big rolls here, Unicorn. Like,
Oh, we are
Jesus
sidelining
Christ.
me.
Yes! The rule is more important.
The rule is, do I have access to the chronomancy and graviturgy spells?
The what?
The special spells from the special spells list that I have to ask the GM.
Yeah, you mean the time spells and the fucking gravity spells?
Yes.
This feels like a debate that's been hashed before.
I mean, he already allowed me to play a graviturgy wizard, so having gravity spells is just like, why not?
So the thing is, right? The spells are special to certain factions. And they are uncommon. I'm fine with graviturgy, but chronomancy is a specialty of like this like elf drow society in a different world. Literally a different world. Like, I'm fine with it, but the reasons why you have access to it in the first place is your crazy fucking background. And I don't want the other players to think that I'm super biased towards you for allowing you.
You already announced that you're going to kill me first and foremost. I think that balances it.
Okay, yeah, you can pick the spells if you accept that you die first.
I mean, I'm expecting it already.
Okay.
Do you think I have 8 hit points at level 1?
Yeah, guys, so are you okay with allowing the cool Explore Skyl of Wildman spells?
I think so. It's
Sure.
Why not?
it's everyone wants to try out the new I guess toys, as it were. And it's like this is what's
I mean, if you
fancy at the
say
moment.
I can play a gravity mage without getting gravity spells, I might as well not play a gravity mage.
Why does nobody want to play the normal Necromancer? I don't get it.
I could
Back in my
just go
day, we just made
evocation and
zombies.
just throw fireball. You are safe because you're my friend, mostly.
What was that, Unitus?
What's wrong with the good old zombie? That's what I said.
Yeah, the good
They're
times.
illegal.
I mean, it's a zombie. It smells.
May I roll?
Mods. Let's do it, Mods. I want to see your rolls. Roll it out. Let's show your stats.
So hit the button. Okay.
Oh! Look at this! Holy shit! This is really good. Like, Jesus Christ, is this broke? So, okay, so you don't have like an 18, which is good for me. But
Are you sure?
that's a 15 and 3 14s, which is...
He means you can't have a 20 at the start.
Yeah, it means you don't start with a 20 on level 1.
Okay, I could have 19 at level 1 if I want to.
How?
Because of the house rule and because of the background. I could have 19 in charisma.
The
Backgrounds
background?
don't give you ability scores.
You mean the feature?
Yeah,
You got
the
a feat.
feats. The feats. Sorry, the
Oh,
feats.
okay. So okay, look. The attribute scores, you give a +2 in one attribute and a +1 in a different attribute.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you
but
do,
a
so
feat
so
can
you
give
don't.
you +1.
Yes,
So
that is correct.
So I can give +2 to charisma. That's 16 if I take the 15 to it, and 1 from feats to charisma.
Yes.
That's 19
No, that's
if I want.
no,
That's
18.
19.
It's 18.
It's 18, and then he gets the active feat, which gives him charisma +1.
No. It's 18.
If he uses the attribute, he has 2 attribute
okay.
scores.
Let's
It's
do the
18.
And a
math.
feat.
It's 18.
Yeah.
It's 18.
Okay.
15 plus 2
Big brain
plus
math.
1 gives 21,
Oh,
right,
my-
guys?
It's 18.
Okay, fantastic.
have-
I don't know.
Are you sure it's not 24?
No.
Are you
I
sure
have-
you're not a barbarian at level 20 with a maxed out strength stat?
Fluffy, yes.
I have high charisma than Warlock.
What did Fluffy roll?
Yeah.
16, 15, 14, 13, 13, 11.
Hmm.
You literally broke the game again.
No, I did not.
Oh, no,
I'm
that's
just playing
Mara.
Half-Life.
Mara, you literally broke the game again.
Finally!
Actually, Fluffy rolled even better than you.
I know!
What are those rolls? 17, 16, 15, 14, 10, and 9?
Still not perfect, there's no 18.
There's no justice in this world, guys.
No, there's not.
No.
Okay.
I think we picked a stat array of 1 player and everyone gets that.
Unidos,
I was-
do you want me to suffer as well? Like, just go ahead and kill me?
Another rule.
No, I was gonna
Fluffy
take
should
the
be-
stat array. I've already made my character.
No!
Oh, fuck!
Really? Stat array? Oh, man. I'm okay.
It's
Look,
a Pillars of Eternity team.
just
The music
because
is
I want you to
Completely
roll.
drowning me now.
So, Nana, can you please announce next time you turn on the
Oh.
music because you just killed my ears?
Yeah.
Oh, careful,
Same.
guys! I'm playing music now.
No shit, Sherlock.
What was that?
Oh,
Yeah, I prefer stat array to rolling every
Sounds
time.
good.
of course.
Roll for it or no balls.
Do you guys need help with assembling characters, or are you assembling?
I am very assembled. How do we
Assemble.
assemble the party?
Intimidation.
I'm done.
So you can have a starting gold for equipment if you wish to.
However, I'd like to get some additional stuff.
Yeah. Background.
So let's talk. Does anybody want to roll for their wealth instead of starting equipment?
I might. I'm not sure yet.
No, because I want to have my arcane focus and an explorer's pack and clothing.
Yeah. So Matt, you are bored. So
Yep.
there are two ways about it, right? The class has the equipment. Either you pick the equipment or you roll a 3d6.
5d4 times 10. I roll 5d4 as a bard. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm looking at the list that says 3d6 times 10. What list are you looking at?
I'm looking in the character sheet that I'm now doing, like the things like race.
Oh, the character
class.
answer?
Yeah, it goes for 5d4.
Yeah, it's okay. You can click the button, whatever the character answer says.
130.
That's a 4, 4, 2, 2, and a 1. Looks good.
I'm just gonna go grab some water quickly, if that's alright with you guys.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Back to the
Question.
So
Oh.
Matt, you get the equipment from the background, right? So maybe your background gives you a musical instrument, maybe not.
It does.
Okay. So then I
I think.
recommend you buy armor and you buy 1 or 2 weapons.
Nope, I'm not gonna buy armor because
Okay.
of the feet.
What you can also do is buy an axe beak.
What?
Yes.
Buy a what?
An axe beak is those animals that pull. You can use them as pack animals.
It's an evil chocobo.
It's those huge, fluffy animals with a beak by the form of an axe.
Yeah.
So they count as mules in this game, more or less.
Okay.
And I want to say they cost 50 gold, but I would have to look again.
How much for Bedroll?
Open your player's handbook and look at the equipment.
I don't have one.
Oh no. I'm checking real quick about.
I think it might be on DnD Beyond though.
So yeah, Mott, if you wanted to, right? I'm not forcing you. You can buy an axe beak for 50 gold pieces, and it's domesticated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just because it's super cool to buy animals, you know.
I don't think if I want an animal.
Yeah, no problem. I'm looking up equipment. Oh,
It's 1
that's
GP apparently.
I can't find the shop list.
I don't get equipment from my background if I choose the starting world. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you have to choose between equipment or money.
No, I
Yeah.
thought the money is for class, but
No,
you
no.
get the background stuff.
I don't.
No, you don't get anything.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Hmm.
So either you roll lucky and high, or you get fucked. Because the game hates you that way.
Okay, I didn't know that. So yeah, I gonna buy it. Whatever. My fault.
And that's why I never buy it like as a wizard. Like, oh yeah, I need my spell book and my arcane focus, and that's all my money gone.
Yeah. Hmm. But I wrote. What should I do?
So, what you want to do is buy a backpack. At the very
For-
least.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Also,
find
you want
them.
what you really want is clothing.
So,
Yeah.
are you an entertainer?
Yep. I am.
So there is the entertainer's pack that comes with a disguise kit, a bedroll, a backpack, 2 costumes, 5 candles, 5 days of ration, and a water skin.
Yep.
The big thing here is the disguise kit. That's the thing that makes it more useful. You can buy it for 40 gold. I posted it in Roll20.
For the god. How many is for violin and rapier?
Let me look up instruments.
Yep. Thanks. Cantrips.
Roll20 is awkward to look those stuff up on. I need to open my PDF. Your violin costs you 30 gold pieces.
Okay, that's 70.
And your rapier is 25 gold pieces.
Okay, that's 95. So I still have 35. Okay.
With 35, you can afford a heavy armor. Oh, you cannot wear heavy. You're light armor, right?
And I don't want an armor.
Oh, you're naked?
I gonna pick the feats. I gonna pick the feats that I'm better without the armor.
Oh, okay.
The Dragonborn height, I think it is.
Oh, I see. You have Dragonhide. Awesome. Yes.
And what I want for a spell.
Actually, guys, I can still need you to roll me something while you're figuring out everything else. If you need to know what stuff costs, it's all in the player's handbook, starting on page 145.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
Good.
I just checked DnD Beyond equipment. That one probably has everything legit.
Sure, but I'm not done with you.
Oh no. What have I done?
Ah, Jesus, where is this?
Everything.
Why is this book so complicated to use?
I'm innocent this time.
That's what they all say. Okay, guys. Unicorn. I will start with you.
No.
You roll me a 1d100.
I don't want to die.
Oh.
If you roll a 1, you die. $74. Write down this piece of equipment on your character sheet. You have a set of wind chimes made from seashells.
What does this see?
What?
I think the character has been to the sea.
Icewind Dale is on the sea. Like, I don't know.
Not if you never go there.
But you have it, so figure
What
it
is
out.
this huge amount of water you call? Oh, ocean. What do you do with it? Nothing? Well,
Unitas, roll me a 1d100. These are Icewind Dale trinkets. A 90. You have a snow globe that doesn't need to be shaken. I see the overwhelming response from the Unitas. Yeah, it's a snow globe. Alright, Hamat, roll me a
Really?
1d100.
I mean, these are pretty much useless items that are just there.
82.
Well, no. From the wind chimes, you could make a trap.
Mott, you have a blood-stained dream catcher made from fishing line, gold wire, and snowy owlbear feathers.
Okay. And why does my score points got erased? Okay, I'm gonna use custom because, well, shit happens.
Oh man, I don't know. You can put them in manually.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I'm sorry, man.
Whatever.
Fluffy.
What? Okay.
Would you mind rolling again, unless you want the same thing?
Yeah, sure.
14.
You have a sewing box that smells of old wood and has 3 spools of blue thread inside.
Heck yeah.
And that's all of it? Just 3 spoons of blood river?
They're full spools.
How much does it weigh?
It's a small box, so 1 pound. Alright. Everybody here roll for secrets. The secrets are part of your background story somehow. Maybe it was before your background or after your background. Maybe it happened like yesterday. The question was, everybody rolled. Did anyone want to have a second secret? I think everybody made their choice already. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good as well.
Okay. Think Unicorn, did you have a second secret? I don't know.
I have a secret that's so large it counts for 3.
You can still have a second secret.
No, thank you.
Are you
Unless
sure?
you allow me third secret.
Oh man. I mean,
But what about third breakfast?
Gotta catch them all.
If you guys are okay with it, we can get a third secret for
I was joking.
like I'm down. Like
be-
there's some cool secrets there. Your life is
I
really
want-
complicated, Fluffy.
I want the stone that is warm.
You want the what?
The hot stone.
Oh, the hot stone. Oh yeah,
the
there's
hot
the magic item that's the stone that's warm. That makes it comfy. But you
stone. Or
don't
the sea crystal, like Silena has it.
you don't start with that. So I guess you guys are doing characters right now.
I'm done.
So for the start of this campaign, they're basically the campaign starts with either one quest, and there are two to pick from. One of them is combat, the other is more story focused. Which one would you like to start with? Combat or story?
Story.
Well, what gives us more reason to join up together?
I'm kind of gonna run the first thing as a group, and we'll find out the reasons after that. That was my idea to let's jump in with the beginner quest and flesh out from there. Things
Yeah.
So things that affect. You are in Icewind Dale. It is the furthest north part of the world. Like it's so north, nobody has been beyond to draw it on a map. Like what's further north than Icewind Dale?
How I give myself a feast?
Now you give yourself what?
Feast. 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 One of the words. That
Food.
thing. No.
Oh, you have to add your defeats. Okay, so in the compendium, you write down the feats.
Where? One more time, please.
You know in the compendium.
We've done the same thing for spells, right?
Yeah, you do the same thing as you do for spells, but you write down the name of the feat.
Be right back.
Yeah, no problem.
Can you do it for me? Or at least.
Yeah, here's a screenshot. This is how you do it.
Ah, thanks.
Whoa,
Okay.
wacky unitus. I saw the
Have you seen my character?
camera shake.
I'm just hopping about.
Yeah. All right.
No. Yes. Okay, I find it, but where I put it into my character sheet.
It worked?
Click and drag onto your sheet.
Oh, yes.
Ah, I see. Thank you.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so I can put +1 to charisma. Okay.
Looking good.
The one off to 18. That happened. What I want. Yeah. Put her up here.
Ah, shit. Bam.
You got a map?
Indeed.
I'm back.
What world map?
Did I miss anything?
No. Just messing with characters, I think.
I see.
I am trying to reveal stuff that you more or less would know about.
Ooh, the round down. Heck yeah. That's not very... That map
You might need
doesn't
to
tell
zoom out a bit.
much.
Yeah.
You gotta zoom all the way out.
Like, it doesn't specify where the towns are.
Indeed. So everything is hidden, right? And I can reveal it bit by bit.
Oh, I see.
So I am revealing the big picture information that you definitely know from the start, and the other pieces I will reveal as you travel and get to explore. You know, I mean, your character, if you have lived or been in 10 towns before, you know most of the locations already. Can you see the red trails, the street?
Yeah, you can kind of tell where the towns are.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think that's fine so far. I think this is fine.
I picked perfect flow for my character.
What is perfect flow?
Flaw. Not flow. Flaw.
What is... I don't know what that is.
Flaw.
Oh, you picked a perfect flaw for your character. It's not a feat, it's a statement.
Yes, I haven't picked a feat yet. I'm not at that. I'm not there yet.
Okay, so yeah, I would like to run over the background of your characters. Unless, like, is this also a secret, like something that you wanna explore in the game? Because I'm used to this problem where the players never talk about their players' characters' background.
I don't know what you are talking about.
Hey, Fluffy, why does Thea even exist?
Yes, she was born, that's why.
But like, you know, I'm from this place.
Are you sure she didn't fall from the sky?
You know,
No, she
I'm
did
from this
not.
place. I have the entertainer background, so I used to live with the circus of the three monkeys. I was the third monkey. It didn't work out. We broke up. Traveled to 10 towns as a monkey. But the monkeys there didn't like me very much. Then I realized they were Yetis and got fucking killed or something. Now I'm here. Like, I don't know.
Sad life of Zonalar's life.
Yeah, it's my story. So, you get to choose. You can start from. I believe you start from one village. I don't saw the starting quests. I have not gotten around to reading them. But they're starting quests, and then we start like with exploring towns more or less.
Back.
And you can. So we will start with one town. So let me find out if you can choose, or if I just do the starting quest, and if that is like what's it called? If it is fixed. You all said that you wanted to do story, right?
Yeah, may I
Sorry,
firstly finish my sheet? It will help me
Yeah.
a lot. Like the weights, etc.
Yes.
Very liberal. Mm,
Did you drag the items from the companion onto the sheet?
no, that might help.
You can like drag a rapier from the companion in, and then you have the weapon, but you also have like the attacks written out and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I was just grabbing my tea.
Fantastic.
I shall not leave again.
I don't know, something just fell over. Oh well.
Is there a point how to delete items from the inventory? Or not?
What's the problem? Let me help.
If I can delete items from inventory.
Yes, you can. You
How?
can at the bottom right there is this padlock.
Ah, I see. Thanks. Thank you. Please. Yeah.
So I see everybody's just doing character sheets and waiting. Maybe is anybody finished?
I am finished.
I'm currently going through wiki about 10 towns to
No.
figure out what town I'm actually from. I mean,
Ah, come on, man. Look, so
I mean,
so the thing is,
I need to know which town I'm from.
yeah, you can pick one.
I need to know context, though.
You can roll a 1d10. That's the town you're from.
I'm thinking my
If you want
character is
to,
not.
like, are you picking it, or if you want, you can roll, and that's that. So there are 10 towns. It's Bremen, Bryn Jandir, Ker Dinevel, Zerkönig, Dugan's Hole, East Haven, Goodmead, Lonelywood, Targus, and Tourmaline. And Bryn Shandir is like the big town. Talk to me, Fluffy.
I'm gonna go with Tourmaline.
Okay. Are you guys cool if we start the game in Tourmaline?
I don't really care.
Wow, unicorn falling asleep. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. So what I would like to do is, if you guys can, let's finish up like the details under the week. Okay, you can send me messages if you need anything. I'm also here to help out.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the stream, I would like to tell me your character name, as well as like the background you picked, and the personality traits. Does that sound okay, or is that like is there any question like if it conflicts with your secrets? I don't know. Like I leave it up to you what you say. But so that we have like an overview. Let's start with unicorn because why not?
Is Unicorn still awake?
Yes? What?
No, the answer is no. She's falling asleep. Unicorn, we're starting with you. Tell us your.
For what?
You're telling. So I just explained the whole thing while you were asleep.
But it's your fault.
For. Wow. I see. I'm boring. Gotcha. Unicorn, tell us your character name, your background, and your personality traits.
The character name is Rhiannon Skolny Kaslan. She's a sage, a dragon's apprentice. The personality traits are: I'm willing to listen to every side of an argument before I make my own judgment. I've read every book in the world's greatest library, or I like to boast that I have. Ideal is knowledge. The path to power and self-improvement is through knowledge. The bond is I work to preserve a library, university, scriptorium, or monastery. And the flaw is I speak without really thinking through my words, invariably insulting others.
Did you just create yourself?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you never tried to preserve a library before. Fantastic. Unidas, tell me your name, your background, and your personality traits.
Let me have a look. My name is Jeremiah, and I am a folk hero. I once led a militia to fight off an invading army. I get bored easily. When am I gonna get on with my destiny? Because thinking is for other people. I prefer action. Nothing and no one can steer me away from my higher calling. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day I hope to see them again. The tyrant who rules my land will stop at nothing to see me killed. Does that answer your questions?
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm
You're
also messing with the character voice.
okay. I'm posting them in the Icewind Dale chat so you guys can actually keep track. Is this correct? You're a fire Chinasi?
This is correct.
Okay.
You want me to link a picture?
Yeah, feel free. Alright. Mott, can you tell me your name, background, and personality traits?
My name is Motlot. background is entertainer with focus on instruments. Personality traits are I change my mood or my mind as quickly as I change key in a song. Also, I love a good insult, even one directed at me. Ideals are people. I like seeing the smiles on people's face when I perform. That's all that matters. Bonds, my instrument is my most treasured possession, and it reminds me of someone I love. And flaws, I have trouble keeping my true feelings hidden. My sharp tongue lands me in trouble. And that's it.
Fantastic. We have a bunch of loudmouths in this group, sounds like. That's 2.
Yep.
Fia, have you finished the Charactermancer?
I did.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm trying to fix something.
I opened your character sheet and and the Charactermancer is open, so I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm fixing it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I was changing traits, but they didn't change afterwards.
I don't want to roll that one, but well, that happens.
It's okay. It's
Okay,
just an
it's
ice
fixed.
breath. Everybody's used to this one. Up here. It's so cold. Oh man, are we having an ice dragon and a fire genasi in the same group?
Maybe?
Are you aboard? Is this a song of ice and fire?
Maybe. I don't know. We didn't talk about it.
I like this. I'm so happy.
Hi, happy.
But nothing. Damage. Nothing. Cemeteries gun versus 50 gun.
Okay.
Damage.
Fluffy, can you tell us about your character?
Okay.
His name is Valerian. He loves a good insult, even one directed at him. And he changes his moves or his mind as quickly as other people can change key in a song. He's traditionalist. The stories, legends, and song of the past must never be forgotten, for they teach us who we are. He would do anything for the other members of his old troop, and he's a sucker for pretty faces.
All right. Please do come up with like what this old troop was or is, and what they did.
Gladiators, duh.
Yeah, I will need a name. You
Oh
don't
boy.
need to create NPCs. If you don't, then I will. And if you do, then I will change them for my benefits.
Yeah, I don't trust you on that to be responsible.
I mean, you have no other choice. I'm the DM and I'm going to do it anyways.
I still don't trust you on that.
Fantastic. Yeah, and you have the gladiator background.
Correct.
I think I mentioned it a bunch of times in the week, but the Icewind Dale book has like some additions for the backgrounds. So if you're like a noble, then there's an entry for like your wealthy grandmother or grandmother sent you to Icewind Dale to learn a hard lesson. And stuff like that. Have you looked at those additions? Or do you need me to send it to you? Or are you happy with how it is now?
I might change it to that one you already sent me, but later in the week.
Sounds good. I think Unidos, you're happy with yours? I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm
what
happy
you
with
picked.
mine.
I'm sorry.
I picked folk hero. So yeah, my name is synonymous with heroism throughout the 10 towns. I think my character is a well-known uh, Yeti hunter enthusiast.
Oh man, you're the guy that gets the rabble together to hunt Yetis? I've seen him, Bigfoot. Been
He's
caught
the
like
one
at the edge of
looking.
East Haven. Let's go.
I think that's his mission. Like why he's come here. He's here to find Bigfoot, and he's here to, catch him
Wow.
once and for all.
Oh, it's canon now. Make sure to write it in your character somewhere. Let me take some GM notes too.
I'm gonna catch me a Bigfoot.
But you know, before you can catch him, you must become more experienced.
He must become a Bigfoot.
Hmm.
Okay.
I must get the big feet.
First, you must reach at least 4 milestones in your life before you can
No.
take on
First he needs to gather his party.
before venturing forth. Oh look, guys, this is why nobody can leave the town, because you must gather the party before venturing forth. So you're like stuck at the edge of the town, like, why can I not go outside fishing? Like, nope. You're stuck here.
Can I check in this world? Are Yetis like fables, or are they like? Yeah, we have a Yeti every other week.
Yetis are, I think they're known. They're a known threat to 10-towners. I don't
Okay.
think that they're like raiding the villages or anything like that. They live amongst themselves. But they're like one of the dangers of the Icewind Dale.
I think Jeremiah is looking for a particularly notorious, like the Bigfoot of Yetis,
Oh yeah,
the
you're looking
biggest
for
foot,
the
if you
leader.
will. Sure, the Alpha Yeti.
Yeah. But definitely like all the weird crazy stories about Bigfoot is all canon here for sure. Like all the weird shit.
They say he has big feet.
Yeah. Yeah, so much fur it covers his entire body.
I'm thinking that I wouldn't be able to use a sleep spell. Because I won't find a pitch of salt or rose or cricket
Oh
anywhere.
right, Mott, right? Are you using
Yeah,
an arcane focus or a component pouch?
I don't know.
So you're a bard. I believe
Yeah,
that your arcane focus is actually your instrument. So when it
yep.
says a pinch of salt, you replace that with your arcane focus, which is the violin.
Okay.
If it says a diamond worth 50 gold pieces, you need a diamond worth 50 gold pieces.
That won't happen in
Um,
the earlier levels, I think. Salt, sand, and there is darts and feathers. So violin on all of that, I think.
yeah, everything that is, so it's 2 rules. As long as it doesn't cost money and it does not get consumed, it's your violin.
Okay, and if it gets consumed,
Then you actually need it, you know?
okay.
If the spell says it needs a diamond worth 500 gold, you need a diamond worth 500 gold.
Yeah, how I find out if it needs to be consumed?
It will
That's
say
it.
on the material. So
Like
it will
chromatic.
I'm sorry, it will say on the spell itself that item gets confused after the use. stuff like that.
Confused? I think you're getting confused.
Okay.
Unicorns will get confused after consumed.
Like the
Okay, so
spell Chromatic
I
Orb
think
needs a diamond worth 50 gold pieces, and it doesn't say anything about it being consumed. But the spell Revivify, I think it was Revivify. Yeah, it needs diamonds worth 300 gold, which the spell costs.
yeah, I
Not in
see.
diamonds and get worthless dust.
I see.
Okay.
Okay. Zonalar, could you delete the character with the token already, with the profile token?
Yeah,
Could
sure,
you
of
delete?
course. I will delete you
Thank-
anytime.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah, I will delete you. I just want to know. So, Motlet, you're the only character from the last week's session?
No, I changed him. I changed his background, so I changed him a lot, I would say.
Oh, okay. So you want to say that, like, the whole, you have not been attacked by a white
I'm-
dragon or anything like that?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. I still don't know the background. I have to come up with something deep through the week to the next session. But I'm going to do it, hopefully, if I don't forget.
You took the entertainer, and so you're not
Yeah.
you're not using what the book is suggesting. Are you using
I
something else?
I would use it, but I mean the background of the character, like where is he from, and
Sounds good. Yeah, for sure.
if you understand me.
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Ah,
All right, guys. With that, I think we are all tired and want to sleep, and I'm super boring. So let's end this here. Are there any questions left? Unless
I'm good.
I think I'm good.
all right, guys.
I'm also good.
So
Is this where we plan to leave the session most nights? Or are we an hour? You
yes.
started at 5? I forget.
Uh,
This is when we usually end.
yes. We are starting at 6, stopping at 10. So it's 4 hours maximum. Maybe there's 10 minutes overtime, but I try to end it on time, so people can go to sleep and go to work next day. Yeah. So 6 p.m. I mean, today I completely overslept, so I'm sorry about that. But I would hope to actually start on 6. You know. So if you wanna have banter and stuff, then come in a little bit earlier than 6. And then I have the countdown, like 5 or 10 minutes after 6 we start the game.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Twitch, for showing up. A few people showed up. I don't think anybody stayed until the end because yeah, discussing house rules is super boring. It seems like it's like not very fun.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would have been so much easier if I just did it and watched you despair. Okay, I'm ending the Twitch stream. Thank you guys for showing up. This is going up on my YouTube channel.
I
yeah.
think I'm the only one that looking. Yeah, I'm the only one. So you are saying goodbye to me.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Goodbye.